You ready for some weird news, Jenny?
Sure, why not? If you've got a spooky shop, haunted attraction, paranormal book, or a strange little business of your own, you can sponsor the Witching Hours. We offer host-read ads, and you can sponsor the Weird News segment, just as I'm reading right now. You can find pricing and details at thewitchinghourspodcast.com. Come get weird with us.
There you go. Speaking of spooky little book, I don't mention it very often, but there is a new book out, Haunted Travels Anthology Volume 2, that I am an author in. So you can always get it on Amazon. It's put out by Sam Baltrusis. It's got a lot of really great authors. So if you're interested in reading about a bunch of different haunted places across the country that you can visit, you can go pick that up from Amazon. And my contribution is a little article in there about Lake Shawnee Abandoned Amusement Park and our trips there. So,
and I just finished reading the whole thing, and it was very nice. Very good. Good stuff.
Awesome. All right. So into the weird news. Story number 1 tonight. Pentagon releases a new batch of UFO files. I feel like this is the news every week because they've been releasing a lot of files.
That's a lot of stuff.
It is a lot. Well, we've been going over some of it on the show. It is a lot. It's so much we can't get through it. It's like it takes time. Yeah. The Pentagon on Friday released a new batch of documents and images related to the UFO and related to UFOs, including a military pilot's recollection of a huge, strange triangle that blocked out the stars over Afghanistan in 2002. The 41 new files posted on the Pentagon's UFO website include a mix of documents, images, and videos. The records come from the Pentagon, FBI, CIA, State Department, and Executive Office of the President, with the oldest being from 1950 and the most recent being from this year. The disclosure is the 5th release under an executive order President Trump signed in January, directing the military and other agencies to produce more documents related to UFOs.
We've enjoyed looking at the videos here.
Yeah, we have. We've seen some interesting things. One of the things we were talking about was just watching the videos on our episodes. You see something that seems to be moving really fast, but without context. Like, I don't know how necessarily fast that is. And that's interesting because sometimes I put out numbers that I think I remember hearing of like how fast some of these things are moving. In the story tonight, kind of skipping ahead on all these different incidents. Some of these in this new release file are going anywhere between 250 miles an hour all the way up to 1,300 miles per hour.
1,300 miles an hour.
So, I mean, that's what I'm saying. So like a lot of these things, it's like, oh, well, that could be a balloon. I mean,
sure, going 1,300 miles an hour.
But yeah. So like, it's really interesting. It's really interesting. So, lots and lots of things are being seen, and at least some of it, a very small percentage of it, probably is being released that we can take looks at. So that's story number 1. Story number 2, photos reveal a new lunar crater carved out by one of SpaceX's discarded rockets. We talked about that in the weird news last week. On Wednesday, an out-of-control SpaceX Falcon 9 second stage careened into
out of control
at 5,400 miles per hour.
Yikes.
Scientists believe that the 39-foot-long rocket would have hit with a force equivalent to 15,000 sticks of dynamite. Now
we're just okay with it. Whatever.
Yeah. Now a Korean lunar satellite has captured the first images of the new crater that the blast left behind. What if there was just one little area on the moon that has some kind of ancient bacterial life on it?
Right. We just destroyed it. We're just like, whatever. Blow it up.
Yeah. The Korean Aerospace Research Institute, Danuri spacecraft flew over the impact. Shortly after the SpaceX rocket collided, the orbiter also managed to grab images 30 minutes before the impact, so they can look at the strike. And for anyone who's interested in that, I did put the photo of that up yesterday on our Discord page. So if you go to the Team Weird Discord under Weird News and the Witching Hours, you can find a picture of the crater left behind by the SpaceX rocket. Keeping on the UFO news tonight, which is going to be a theme, series of UFO sightings has Tasmanian mayor seeking answers. The mayor of a Tasmanian community is hoping to get to the bottom of a series of UFO sightings that have captivated his constituents over the last several weeks. According to local media reports, Meander Valley residents first noticed puzzling illuminated orbs over the nearby mountain one night at the start of July. The situation grew stranger when the lights returned the next evening and have since become a persistent presence in the sky nearly every night. Much consternation of many individuals who have spotted the mysterious UFOs. The incidents following something of a familiar pattern as the lights regularly appear for approximately 45 minutes, with as many as 6 orbs sometimes seen moving at unusually sharp angles before ultimately vanishing. After several weeks of the mysterious sightings, the mayor recently brought the issue to the local media in hopes that someone can provide an answer for what residents have been seeing. We just can't explain what they are, Wayne Johnston conceded, asking for any additional witnesses to come forward.
Weird.
Another story number 4, was contributed by our very own CMC Air Boss.
CMC.
Sticky alpine flower confirms Darwin's 150-year-old carnivorous plant prediction. A flowering plant has been confirmed as a new carnivorous lineage, according to research published in Nature Communications. The findings show that the Saxifraga candelabrium can attract, trap, digest, and absorb nitrogen from insects, supporting a prediction made by Charles Darwin more than 150 years ago that's just being proven now. Field observations and surveys of existing plant samples showed that the insect prey were present on the glandular hairs of 43 out of 45 specimens, with mature plants displaying an average of 71 trapped insects in total. So a plant that they knew existed, but they didn't know was carnivorous because it sucks the nitrogen out of.
I mean, we have other carnivorous plants. The pitcher plant, Venus flytrap.
Yeah. And so this is a new one.
What was Darwin's theory? That there was another kind?
That this specific alpine flower was carnivorous.
Carnivorous, gotcha.
But they were never able, because it didn't really eat it. It's just sucking out the nitrogen from.
It's a vampire.
Mm-hmm.
It's a vampire plant.
So more carnivorous plants. We got that on our 2026 list there. And
bingo.
The last story for tonight. Experimental U.S. weapon test blamed for a crashing medical plane and killing 4 Americans. A U.S. military GPS jamming exercise has been linked to a medevac plane crash that killed 4 people in the mountains of New Mexico.
Good Lord.
The twin-engine Beechcraft King Air was flying from Roswell to Ruidoso in early May to collect a patient when its pilot suddenly lost access to their modern navigation systems.
Roswell?
It was a clear, nearly moonless night, leaving the crew with few visual references as they flew over the dark and sparsely populated landscape. But about 100 miles away, military personnel were testing technology designed to disrupt GPS signals during an electronic warfare event at White Sands Missile Range, according to records from the FAA. The disruption forced the 2 pilots to rely on older navigation methods as air traffic controllers scrambled to assist several aircraft, reporting similar problems. The pilots eventually abandoned their instrument approach and attempted to fly visually towards the lights of the airport, unaware that the 10,000-foot Captain Mountains stood directly in their path. All 4 aboard were killed when the aircraft slammed into the rising mountainside at full speed.
I mean, I realized that the plane flight wasn't a planned one because it was an emergency situation. But, I know because of CMC, who tells us all kinds of stuff, like he'll hear an airplane during my stream and he'll look it up and tell me what's flying over the top of me. So if CMC can look across the whole country to see what plane is flying over the top of me, don't you think they could have looked at the radar and seen if there was any planes flying around before they did their experiment?
Yeah. The disaster
My phrase of the year is not acceptable. This is not acceptable.
The disaster marked the first fatal civilian plane crash in the U.S. known to be linked to an electronic warfare and has raised urgent concerns about military technology interfering with civilian aviation.
Yes. Quit doing that. How about that?
Yeah, and it said in the article, too, that a couple other planes were having issues, and they probably were scheduled. So,
right.
Once again, just my observation that, there's a lot of problems with those things. So